Hello and welcome to the Daily Millwall for Saturday the 2nd and Sunday the 3rd of December 2023. In today's and yesterday's Millwall news, Matchday. Much improved Matchday. Could have won the game if not for the actions of the referee, I suppose. We did enough to win the game, and the referee did enough to conspire to give them an advantage by not sending off one of their players who should have been sent off, and then giving them a penalty, which some are saying is dubious, but um, it is when you slow it down. If you did it in live time, obviously we're not dealing with VAR, thank God. But when you've got a guy just looking at it once in real time, if it looks bad like the way it did, obviously they're going to get it. But obviously, the guy shouldn't have even been on the pitch in the first place. He should have been sent off. So this is the match report from millwallfc.co.uk, the club's official website. Millwall and Sunderland draw at the Den. Millwall and Sunderland played out a 1-1 draw in the Sky Bet Championship at the Den on Saturday afternoon. Kevin Nisbet gave the Lions the lead just before the half-time break, but Jack Clark's penalty kick levelled matters in the second half to ensure the points were shared in South London. Joe Edwards, #JoeEdwards, made 5 changes for the visit of the Black Cats as Jake Cooper, Nisbet, Billy Mitchell, Ryan Leonard and George Honeyman all returned to the side at the expense of Sean Hutchinson, Tom Bradshaw, Casper De Norre, who missed out for injury, Ryan Longman and Edomu Imaku. Both sides started on the front foot in SC16 but failed to penetrate their respective attacking penalty areas. That was until Dan Neal let fly from the edge of the box on 11 minutes, but his attempt went over Bartosz Białkowski's crossbar. Neal then tamely shot at Białkowski as the Mackems looked for the opening goal, whilst Mill's opening effort came from a corner kick, which Leonard kept alive only for Murray Wallace to nod wide. With 10 minutes to play until the half-time break, and with chances at a premium, Brook Norton-Cuffy's cross just evaded the on-rushing Zion Fleming, whilst a long-range effort from Leonard whistled just past the far post moments later. George Saville struck straight at Anthony Patterson on 41 minutes, but the Lions were to open the scoring just a minute before the end of the 45 minutes as Norton-Cuffy's expert cross was directed into the bottom corner by Nisbet, his second goal in 2 games. Pierre Ekwa flashed an effort wide of Białkowski's goal as the second half got underway, and with the Lions pressing Sunderland high up the field and the crowd responding, Wes Harding won the ball back on the byline, but his cross was cleared away. Another ball in from the right, just before the hour mark, should have been tucked away by Millwall, but the Lions dallied too long inside the 6-yard box as the Black Cats rushed back to clear. In a more pulsating second half, Sunderland went on the attack with substitute Patrick Roberts perhaps opting for the worst option in passing and losing the ball to a teammate instead of striking from the edge of the area, with another substitute, Bradley Dack, then poking just wide with 65 minutes on the clock. The Lions could have had a second with a little over 20 minutes to go, but Tom Bradshaw's flick towards goal was brilliantly stopped by Patterson, who got a glove onto the ball to direct it wide. Former Millwall loanee Daniel Ballard could have equalised for Sunderland in 72 minutes, but blazed his shot over. But the Black Cats had the chance to get back on level terms from the spot 6 minutes later, Clark firing just under Białkowski. Bradshaw was slid through by Duncan Watmer as the Den reached fever pitch, but his low effort on goal was saved by Patterson. The number 9 then had the ball in the net with 4 minutes remaining, but he was to be in an offside position as he followed up on Ryan Longman's shot, which hit the post. Both sides pushed for a winner late on, but the spoils were shared in SE16. That's another thing as well, the offside. And some were saying that it took a deflection off the Sunderland player, so it shouldn't have been given as offside. But then some were saying, oh, they've changed the rule now, it has to be intentional. But I don't know if that's true. So here we go. The team was Białkowski, Norton-Cuffy, Harding, Cooper, Wallace, Honeyman, Mitchell, Saville, Leonard, Fleming, Nisbet, and the subs were Longman on for Honeyman 63, Watmore on for Fleming on 73, and Bradshaw on for Nisbet on 63 as well. The unused substitutes are Sarkic, McNamara, Hutchinson, Campbell, Maku, and Essay. So there you go. Only the 3 substitutes, not too many changes today. Many Millwall players booked: Saville, Biakowski, Cooper, Bradshaw, and Watmore, and that does have consequences, which we'll get onto later. So there you go. Now De Norre missing from that team. Is that why we didn't play the tippy tappy football? Because he wasn't playing? I don't know. Hopefully. Obviously, Joe Edwards made some changes. That Ipswich game was diabolical, and a lot of people overreacted to that, myself included. And I'm just wondering if Joe Edwards genuinely saw what was wrong there and tried to fix it, or he knew that De Norre wasn't going to be playing, so he didn't have the playmaker in the team, so decided he couldn't pass the ball around because De Norre wouldn't be playing. But yeah, so this might be a blessing in disguise. Millwall midfielder Casper De Norre set to be missing until at least Christmas. Millwall head coach Joe Edwards is not expecting Casper De Norre to be available before the Christmas period, describing his injury as unusual. The Belgian midfielder missed today's 1-1 draw against Sunderland at the Den. Casper's injury is not a great one, said Edwards. I could see that he didn't look comfortable in the game at Ipswich. He didn't ask to come off, but I didn't think he was moving well, so I brought him off. Came in Thursday and Friday, but it didn't get any better. He had a scan and there's an injury there that we definitely won't see Casper this side of Christmas, which is disappointing. It's quite an unusual injury. It's a lower calf injury that's crept into the Achilles as well. And we get advice from a specialist to get a better idea of the time frame, but certainly we won't see Casper this side of Christmas, which for him is a blow, and for me, because he's one player, particularly my first couple of weeks, that I really like the look of what he could offer us in that midfield. But that's how it goes. It gives opportunities to other players. Well, so he's out. We now have some players suspended. Millwall duo suspended for the Cardiff City match. That's the next game. Millwall will be without George Saville and Jake Cooper for the next weekend's championship match at Cardiff City after the pair collected 5th bookings of the campaign in today's 1-1 draw against Sunderland. Saville was cautioned by referee James Linnington for asking the official to show a second yellow card to Jack Clark after the Black Cats winger pulled back Brooke Norton-Cuffy. Yes, he should have been sent off. Cooper went into the book just before Clark cancelled out Kevin Nisbet's opening goal. Centre-back entering the penalty box to say the ball was not spotted properly after Sunderland were awarded a spot kick which Clark converted. They were unnecessary bookings, so it's really frustrating from that point of view, said Edwards. One game from the cut-off and to lose 2 players like that is disappointing. It's at the stage of the season which is busy and everyone's going to need to rely on the full depth of the squad. We're no different. It just means 2 people come in next week and have to do the jobs. So obviously who's coming in for Cooper? But Saville now. So Saville out, De Norre out. So it means, I mean, it's going to be Billy Mitchell and Alan Campbell, isn't it? It's got to be. Who else is there? Or you could have Ryan Leonard there, but he did very well yesterday against Sunderland in that right back role. So I don't know. Would you want to move him away from that? I don't know. Now, moving on to some post-match comments from the game. Millwall head coach Joe Edwards. Sunderland penalty was a marginal call. It's frustrating not to see the match out. Joe Edwards described the decision towards Sunderland the penalty that earned them a draw at Millwall as marginal. The Lions took a first-half lead through Kevin Nisbet as the Scottish striker netted for the second championship match in succession. A composed strike as he met a right-wing cross by Brooke Norton-Cuffy with his first assist. For all the huffing and puffing he's doing, that is the first end product, the first assist that he's got while he's been here. But Sunderland levelled in the second period through Jack Clark. Referee James Linnington ruled that Ryan Leonard had tripped the Black Cats wide man inside the penalty area. Clark stepped up to beat up Bart Biakowski from the spot. I've seen two angles. I've seen an angle where it looks a clear foul and another where it looks as if Lenny gets a touch on the ball with his toe, said Edwards. You can see the line of the ball change. If I'm saying from that from seeing two angles. I wouldn't get on a ref's case too much because I don't know what he sees. It's a shame because we knew the threat that Clark poses and we planned to defend like that, doubling up with Lenny and Brook for most of the game. He always looks a threat, but we dealt with it well. He didn't hurt us anywhere near as much as he has other teams. It's frustrating that such a marginal decision has cost us 2 points. It was a first point at home for Edwards after a 3-0 defeat in SC16 to Coventry City last time around. I wouldn't say we were hard done by, probably a bit frustrated, said the former England under-20 head coach. Getting the first goal has been a big thing in games we've had so far. We scored first in my first game against Sheffield Wednesday and the confidence really grew. Then vice versa in the other games where we've conceded. Sunderland started the game well, but then we grew. Once we got the first goal, there was a noticeable change in the team. We looked confident. The fans really supported well, and it felt like we were building some really nice momentum. Albeit they pretty much dominated possession throughout the game, we always posed a threat and looked confident in our defending. The way they use the width and wide players in their team, it causes everyone problems, but we dealt well with it. When you lead a game for so long and don't win it, it feels disappointing, but you have to respect they also had a lot of control of the game in the second half. They mounted a lot of pressure as an away team. It's about areas that we can improve. We did so well today without the ball and posed a threat on the break and in transition. We've got to keep bridging that gap where we can look after the ball a bit more so we don't have to play at our absolute max just to take a point home. Clark was booked for 1 of 2 fouls on Leonard in the opening 45 minutes, and the one-time Lions transfer target was spared punishment for pulling back Norton Cuffy on a Mill counter-attack after he had been cautioned. George Saville was instead shown a yellow card for asking Linnington to book Clark. It means the midfielder will now miss next weekend's match at Cardiff, along with Jake Cooper, who also collected a 5th booking of the campaign. I haven't seen that incident back yet, said Edwards, but the way the players are talking about the potential second yellow, there are moments that define games. If it's deserved, then it's frustrating, but I wouldn't go too hard on that. So yeah, interesting. What is interesting? He's talking about the opposition and trying to nullify them. So defence first. Can't go gung ho because we're losing 3-0, we're losing 4-0. It's not good. You can't be doing that. So he did say like we had to stop Clark, so they doubled him up on him. Good stuff, yes. But then he did say at the end. He said at the end, what did he say? Where is it? We did so well today without the ball. We've got to keep bridging that gap where we can look after the ball a bit more. So he's gone. It does seem that he's gone back to basics. He's gone back to safety first, and then he can try and do something else, which is good. And it's good to see Kevin Nisbet score again, 2-2. Hopefully he can keep playing and keep scoring because that's what he was bought for. He's a quality player. He's a quality striker. He can score quality goals, and that's what we need. That's what we need right now. So yes, moving on to, I think this is the same. This is the same comments from Southern News, I think. Yes, yeah, I believe it is. Hang on, we've got a little extra bit here. What's this? Here we go. So Edwards also gave an insight to his preparations for dealing with Sunderland, who are tricky customers on their day. He said, I think there was a specific plan for this game as well, and you often talk about your back four being quite close and compact. I think if you get too narrow as a back four against Sunderland, it's such a clear tactic of theirs. They hold the width, switch the ball wide as they've got players out there that can really hurt you. So the way we used our wide players in having Brook and George Honeyman. Brook is a defender, but obviously offers a lot of threat and attack. George Honeyman is an incredibly diligent player in his work ethic and defending. And it was about those two staying narrower and more compact so the fullbacks could release themselves and get out there earlier. And if they're getting stretched, it means people have got to cover. It required a lot of work, but I thought the lads carried out well in the main. Sunderland had a lot of ball, but didn't have many chances. And that's probably the fewest saves Bart's had to make since I've been here. So there you go. You see, he's looking at the opposition now. Before he was saying, "Oh, it's about us. What can we do?" So it does seem that he has changed his kind of work ethic, the way he wants to set them up, and you can start building. You need to build it. Rome wasn't built in a day, and your Millwall team, whatever you want it to be, isn't going to be built in a day either. You need to take your time and don't rush things, and we'll see how it goes. Slowly catchy monkey. Now, Sunderland, their manager, was having a right old, I don't know, Sunderland boss Mowbray. We dominated from start to finish in the Lions' Den. Apart from the bit where they conceded first. What's about that then? Sunderland manager Tony Mowbray felt his side dominated from start to finish against Millwall in yesterday's 1-1 draw. This is from londonnewsonline.co.uk, by the way. The Black Cats were forced to come from behind to earn a point at the Den after Kevin Nisbet had given Millwall a half-time lead. Jack Clark's second half penalties, 10th goal of the season, secured a point for Mowbray's men. We dominated the game from start to finish, apart from the last 10 minutes, said Mowbray. We don't look like we're going to score a goal, but we can control the game. Their isolated breakaways are okay. And that's what they can do. We dominate for long spells without looking like we were going to score. We don't look like we're going to score a goal. Why is that? I think it's because we've got young attacking players, inexperienced attacking players. We're not really ready to play for our team, and yet we have to play them. And we are playing them. And we're not suffering with results, but we are trying to develop them and get them up to speed with being a striker in the Championship. Jesus, really digging out his own players there. I'm pleased with the team. If you come to Millwall and allow them to have any level of possession, they're going to put the ball into your box and they're going to have a lot of opportunities, and they know how to play and how to get the ball in good areas. Inside the first 10 seconds, they had a long throw coming into our box. It's what happens when you come to Millwall, and it's what's expected. You must be able to stand up and deal with it. I thought Ballard dealt with Cooper amazingly well today. I felt we genuinely controlled the match without having a cutting edge and looking like we were going to score. We did have chances. Ballard maybe should have scored. Obviously, Jack had the penalty, but not enough shots for end product. So there you go. Dare I say, that's kind of what Joe Edwards was trying to do previously, control the game. But we were conceding and not even having a chance to score, just like Tony Mowbray's talking about his own Sunderland game. They were controlling the game in terms of possession and keeping the ball, but they're not doing anything with it. And what's the point? You got to score goals. So what's the point of keeping possession? It's not like pumping it long like old days, pumping it up to the target man. We don't even have a fucking target man. It's about like playing through balls and kicking it down the wings and all that kind of stuff. So here we go. We've got this story that got put out on Sunday. It definitely won't be big changes. Joe Edwards gives insight into Millwall's January transfer market plan. So, what have we got? 26 days to go till the window opens, and we've already getting comments about that. This is from the southwarknews.co.uk. It definitely won't be big changes. The head coach does not see major transfer deals being done in winter, even after injury to Casper De Norre. Joe Edwards does not see Mill doing much in the January transfer window, even after injury ruled out Casper De Norre. The Belgian midfielder will be out until at least Christmas and potentially longer after picking up an unusual injury. Some fans are also keen to see new recruitments to help strengthen the squad. But Edwards has echoed the words of Millwall's director of recruitment, Alex Aldridge, in saying he does not expect much to happen in the winter window, but did open the door to loan moves. He said after the 1-1 draw with Sunderland, it definitely won't be big changes to the squad. We know that January is a difficult market anyway. If there's players that can come in and make an impact, then I think we'll always be looking at that. I'm someone that has a big history of being in and around players that go out on loan. I've got contacts at clubs. So if there's options to bring the players in on loan to maybe help us, then yeah, but it certainly won't be big changes. I think it's a case of seeing how we get through this next busy period as well. We might be forced to do stuff if we lose players, but at this stage we're having discussions. We've got a list of options, but it won't be big changes to the squad. So there you go. That's the second, as mentioned. Alex Aldridge has previously put the dampeners on it, and now the manager is as well. So okay, now here we go. Millwall to host Leicester City in the Emirates FA Cup third round. The kind of draw we did not want. A draw. It's at home, but it's against like a team in our own league. Certainly not the league leaders as well. Certainly not the kind of game we wanted to get. Not the kind of draw we wanted. So this is from millwallfc.co.uk. Millwall will host Leicester City in the Emirates FA Cup third round. The Lions will welcome the Foxes to the Den in the new year after they were paired together in Sunday's draw. The two last met in this competition in 2017 as 10-man League One Millwall dumped out the reigning Premier League champions, courtesy of a last-minute winner from Sean Cummins. A confirmed date, kick-off time and ticket selling arrangement for the fixture will be confirmed in due course. Emirates FA Cup third round ties are scheduled to be played across the weekend of the 5th and the 8th, 5th to the 8th of January 2024. That's in the future. So there you go. Disappointing draw, really. As I said before, we either want a giant to make some money, and to have an experience of going there, or them coming to us, or one of the lesser teams, one of the smaller teams that will give us a chance to beat them and go through. There, of course, there's always a chance of a giant killing, especially the way the team's playing now. But so that's it for the news. We're now moving on to stats. If you're not staying around, thank you very much for watching and goodbye. Here we go. This is from whoscored.com. It is the match report from the game. Millwall stole the ball often from the opposition, were effective creating goal scoring opportunities from the flanks. So there you go. Man of the match, apparently. Shouldn't be, because he should have got sent off, which would have dented his score. Is Jack Clark with 8.1. Brock Norton-Cuffy 8.0. Dan Ballard 7.5. Nisbet 7.1. And Billy Mitchell there 7.0. And you can see that a number of Mill players there in total shots. Tackles. Ryan Leonard with the most tackles in the game. So there you go. If we scroll down, we can see the attempts. Millwall on the left, Sunderland on the right. It's weird because the one on the left is orange and the one on the right is blue, but we're the orange team. Attempts on goal: 7 for Millwall, 10 for Sunderland, 5 to 4 open play, 2 to 5 set piece, 0 to 0 counter attack, and 0 to 1 penalty. That means that of the 7 shots that Millwall had, they scored 1 goal. That's a conversion rate of 14%. Which is better than Sunderland's, who had 10 shots and scored 1 goal, which is a 10% conversion rate. So there you go, and you can see here, once again, we were all on Brook Norton-Cuffy. Everything's going down that side, basically 43% going down there. And for them, it was the same going down our left-hand side. But they were mostly going down both wings, Sunderland, only 16% down the middle. The shot directions, if it's gonna load. Nope. Has it crashed? I don't know. Let's try reloading it. That's not good. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Let's move on to this while we wait for that to load then, I guess. So this is the match events. 2 yellow cards for them first, early ones, and then Kevin Nisbet scoring at the end of the first half. Cuffy with the assist. Dan Ballard getting the yellow cards. So 3 yellow cards for them, and then in the second half, 5 yellow cards for Millwall. They were the first ones to pull up with the substitutions, trying to make some changes there. And I think it did seem to work. We did have to get deeper and deeper and deeper and try and defend there. That wasn't good. Was it? I don't know what's going on here. So if we scroll down and look at the club badges, top left, top right, you can see the average player rating for each team. 6.62 for Millwall and 6.57 for Sunderland. So that would suggest that a draw was the fair result, with teams being fairly matched. If we scroll down, we can see, yeah, not a lot of high scoring. So apart from Clark and Ballard, for them, everyone else is a bit low, in mid sixes and lower. Bar 5.8. For Millwall, it's Norton Cuffy, number 1. Then Nisbet, and then Billy Mitchell, and then everyone else is mid sixes or below. So there you go. Now let's see who did what in the game. So let's see if I click on this, oh, it does. So that's one load. I don't know why this isn't loading. Let's try. I'll keep trying to refresh it. It's not loading. So the shots spread around the team. How's that for clinical? Kevin Nisbet, 1 shot, 1 goal. Boom, boom. Possession. Here we go. This is it. Look, they controlled the game with 60% of the possession, and they needed a dodgy penalty to get the equalising goal. Yeah, that's brilliant. You expertly controlled the game there with possession, which is literally what Joe Edwards was trying to do before with Millwall. We were having all this possession, and we were losing 3 and 4, and it wasn't good, was it? This time we got 40% possession, and we scored first, and we could have scored 2 more, to be honest, 2 or 3 more, to be honest with you. Pass success percentage 67 to 81 would suggest we were not doing tippy tappy passing with the possession that we did have. Dribbles 9 and 9, obviously Brook Norton Cuffy with 4 of those. Aerials won 27 to 21. We won the aerials. Everyone on Millwall won aerials except for Fleming and Honeyman. Brook Norton Cuffy with 5, yes please, and then Jake Cooper with 6 and Murray Wallace with 4. Tackles 24 to 20. Okay, so everyone on the Mill starting 11 had a tackle except for Kevin Nisbet. Not really his game, is it, tackling? Ryan ended 6, Brook Norton Cuffy 4. So you can see on that side, a lot of defending to do. 10 tackles coming down that side, and you can see Billy Mitchell as well looked like he was getting involved. Corners 4 and 4. These are the players who won the corners. Dispossessed though 14 to 7. So dispossessed, having the ball taken off of you. Quite a lot. It happened to us, twice as much as them. One last time. Let's try it and refresh this. Why is this not working? I don't know. But that's it for this. Let's go around and see if we can get it to load up on this page. And while we're waiting, it doesn't. I don't know why it's not doing that. So let's look at the player stats. So we had 7 shots. How many of them were on target? As said in previous videos, a good ratio is half. So however many shots you have, half of them should be on target and half of them should be goals. It should keep going, dropping in half, and that is really good. So 7 shots on target, 4. That is very good. That's above half. Half would be 3.5. So 4, very good. And then only 1 goal. So you should have had 2 goals. That would have been on par with half ratio. But just the 1 goal. Player ratings, as mentioned before. Billy Mitchell actually 6.97, just under 7. And then Murray Wallace number 4. Jake Cooper number 5. Interesting, Ryan Longman number 6 with 6.57 after he come on as a substitute. So that's not bad, is it? And then, Wes Harding 6.11. What did he do wrong? Bart 6.23 because he didn't have a lot to do. And I guess that's probably because he didn't save that penalty and he got booked. So it might be that. And Brian Leonard, clearly the standout player, the man of the match, only got 6.39. So I wonder what this website uses for ratings. It's very peculiar, isn't it? So let's have a look and see if this will load, or has the whole website crashed? I don't know. Here we go. I think it has. So I think we're just gonna say fuck you and move on. So here we go to fbref.com, and we're gonna look at the stats from this. If I can get these shit ads off the fucking screen. Right. So let's scroll down and have a little look. See at the match report from yesterday's game. Aha, okay, well, I think my internet is fucked up. It may be the weather, but so I'm gonna have to end the video here, sadly. And on that note, thank you for watching and goodbye.